What up, YouTube? Currently in the bathroom right now, because the lighting is so good. I was gonna go out by the water, but I gotta be mindful of time. It's kind of late. I'm trying to get up and go to the gym early in the morning. So, I can, get to work on time and do what I gotta do. Sitting on the toilet. I ain't using the bathroom crazy, man. You feel me? But just some wisdom that's on my mind. You know, there are many reasons why you feel left out, you know. But it all comes down to just the fact that the people who you feel are excluding you, the people that you feel aren't inviting you, they may not be meant to be in your life. When you're on the path of righteousness, when you're on the path of changing your life and, just giving your all to God and you want to start putting God first, it's going to come with a lot of loneliness. It's going to come with, you just feeling like you're on the back burner of everybody's schedule. And that's because it really trickles down to the fact that you might just be outgrowing people. When you're in the world, it's like you're not that spiritually connected to the roots. So you find yourself like, being around a lot of people. Everybody want to be with you. You don't really have that conviction when you sin. So, if smoking weed's in your path, you're in the path of smoking weed. When drinking alcohol and partying and clubbing is in your path, you start doing that thing too. You're around people who are also cultivating that sin in their hearts too. So y'all just sinning back and forth together, swishing and dishing, ringing around the rosy, holding hands, doing all that together. Sin just vibrating, tectonic plates, earthquaking all together. You know what I'm saying? But when you decide, matter of fact, no, when God calls it upon you that said, all right, my son, my daughter, it's time for you to make these changes, and you start feeling different in your spirit, you start feeling bad. There's situations that's happening in real time that it's like reassuring you that you don't need to be making these bad decisions, by your actions. But the people around you ain't feeling like that. They still in la la land. Wow. You know what I mean? But you are the one that's feeling like you starting to change, you know what I mean? It's gonna have people feel like they don't want to be around you anymore because, them being around you is a reflection of what they need to be doing or what they aren't doing. So you don't even have to say nothing, but you breathing around people is giving off the impression that, oh, you think you better than me? You know what I mean? Don't let you stop smoking weed around the people you were smoking weed with. Oh shoot, people gonna be jealous. They're gonna be envious. There are a lot of people would be happy for you, but most people would really have bad spirits. You know what I mean? If they're stuck in their ways and they're stuck in the world, they can be a good person, but their spirit is so tormented they don't even realize it. So when you want to make the decision for living better for you, it's like people start feeling inadequate around you. A lot of people throw hate to your face. A lot of people will keep that hate in their heart. A lot of people be envious, jealous of you. And then they'll stop asking you to hang out. They'll stop asking you to pull up. You go on social media and you see folks having fun, and meanwhile, you just woke up that morning. You could have gotten an invite. You ain't getting no invite. You know what I mean? My whole life, I've never really had like a true best friend. You know what I mean? I've always been the third friend. I've always had like a couple other people, but it seems like I was never like the first option for people to ask to hang out. I was never the first option to ask for people, to ask to go on vacations. That was never the first option to, just to pull up. You know what I mean? I was always like an afterthought to the point where I would be like damn near begging for some community, not to their face, but like in my heart, I was like striving for some type of love outside of myself. You know what I mean? To the point that my folks had to give me the lesson in middle school. Man, I'll never forget this girl. She was so popular at my like growing up, you know what I mean? She was bad, like especially like back then, you feel me? She was bad. Like me in middle school, I knew she was bad, you feel me? Like everybody wanted her, a lot of dudes dated her, you know what I mean? But she had like a party, like every year she had this party, it was like the party that everybody went to, middle school shit. But like I ain't get an invite. I ain't really know her like that because I wasn't really that like social. Like I didn't. My power wasn't being omitted from myself. So I was kind of reserved. I was shy. I thought I was socially awkward. I was kind of straying away from conversation. I couldn't really talk to women like that. You feel me? Like I didn't get an invite to the party. And then I asked her, I saw her one day and I asked her if I can go. And she said, yeah, you can come. Like, it was no biggie. Like, she was a nice girl, sweet girl. I told my parents and they said no. And I'm like, why? And they said, because you wasn't invited. If she really wanted you to go, she would have invited you. You're not finna go nowhere when you're not invited. And I'm like, but she said I can go. She said, my mom said, yeah, but you wasn't in her initial thought. You were an afterthought. Bro, I was so mad. I mean, I understood, but like I didn't like it because I wanted to go and have fun with the people. You feel me? And like, man, I never went to that party either, bro. I was sick, bro. I was irritated. I remember that, man. That's messed up, dog. But as I get older and realize, I'm like, wow, my parents were so right, and they had to do that. Cause now I ain't going nowhere. I ain't invited to. I refuse to be an afterthought. I stand on that. Like I'm not the priority, or I'm just not gonna be there. Like you know what I mean? Like and and growing up, like I was always left out. I always felt left out, you know. And this is way before I was living, like trying to live more so for Jesus Christ and God. This is when I was in the world, and looking in hindsight, this is God telling me that Stanley, like you was supposed to be different this whole time. Like I went to an elementary school that the people that my middle school wasn't really familiar with. So when I went to middle school, I ain't really had friends like that. So I grew up wanting to be accepted. I grew up wanting to have friends because I didn't have any friends for real. You know what I mean? And like but I never really I became like one of the cool kids in school, you know what I mean. I grew up and like everybody liked me, like everybody's liked me my whole life. Honestly, the only people who genuinely didn't like me were people who genuinely didn't like themselves. Like I never was a shit starter. I never was no drama, no messenger. I was never into that gossip, all that rah-rah, that little knick-knack shit. You feel me? So people always liked me and gravitated me because I have very attractive energy too. I didn't realize it, but looking in hindsight, people like me. But I never really had like a real best friend. The people that was really my best friends, they all ended up doing some flaws, fake nonsense, you know what I mean, later on. So I never really had like a true community, you know. And looking in hindsight, because God was basically telling me you're not supposed to even be friends with these people. You're supposed to stay on your P's and Q's, and I'm gonna bring people to you that are also on similar paths, you know what I mean? And me being a grown man, I'm 25 years old right now, and it's really starting to make sense, man, for real. Like, yeah, the reason why you feel left out is because the people that you want to be included by, they're not supposed to be in your life. You're not going to feel left out when you're dealing with people who are also trying to live for the Lord. Matter of fact, they're going to want you to congregate with them. You know what I mean? God in the Bible, the book says the church is amongst three people. You know what I mean? And these are people who are going to be in the Spirit, in Jesus Christ's name. They're going to be within worship. They're going to be worshiping the Father. You know what I mean? And yeah, the reason why you feel left out because you're not supposed to be around bad company, man. Like a lot of times we want to be included. Those are more so not people that are godly. You know what I mean? It's different if you want to join an organization of people who are devoted Christians, like true Christians, not this societal religious Christian. I'm talking about true Christians living for the Bible. You know, and like truly like fringes and all, book of numbers. But that's one thing. You feel left out, you just gotta get in, you gotta join, you gotta show yourself approved, you gotta show people that you're serious. But especially if you're in the world and you feel left out, man, God's been telling you for so many months, days, seconds, minutes, years that you're not supposed to be fitting in with these people. This is not your crowd. But you want to be in this crowd because you're so stuck in the world you can't necessarily tell the difference. You know what I mean? Life is way more vital than that. The reason why you feel left out is because you're not supposed to be around those people you want to be accepted by, you know? You gotta understand it. And it's okay. It's okay to feel lonely out here because God is gonna bless you with everything that you even think that you want. Matter of fact, no. God's gonna bless you with everything that you need. You know what I mean? Whether you don't think you want it right now or not, you know, you will be blessed with material fruits as well. So don't get discouraged. Like, don't feel bad about wanting that scat pack. I'm gonna get me a scat pack within a year. You know what I mean? But it's just the simple fact that you know, us living for God and Jesus Christ, like we truly have to be okay and being content that even if we never had nobody, even if we never had no marriage partner, even if we never had no friends, we still gonna be alright because all we need was God. You know what I mean? If you was the last person on earth, you wouldn't be worried about nobody else. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even feel left out. You was the last person on earth. You know, you'd be like, well, at least I got God, right? That's how you truly have to think. You know, the reason why you feel left out is because the people you want to be accepted by are not truly for you. You know what I mean? They may like you, they may care about you, but they're not really for you in spirit. They're really not. If they would view you as a rare jewel. They would not want to let you go. You'd be the first priority, you know. Only be with people who truly want to treat you like a priority, because their lives will change off the reaction of what you do for yourself. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You know, keep that in mind. The reason why you feel left out because you're not supposed to be included by these certain groups of people. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, come across this video. God bless you on your journey. You know, continue your battle with discipline. Continue your battle against lust. Continue stomping on the devil, because 1 Peter 5:8 says the devil's a roaring lion waiting to see who he can devour. You know what I mean? You gotta stay in the truth. You know, stay sober, stay vigilant, stay diligent. Okay, stay equipped with the blood of Jesus Christ, and you will fight off your enemies, and you will no longer feel like you need to be accepted by people who are in the world. Just Stay on TV, y'all. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Just Stay on Television. New name. Talk to you guys tomorrow, for real.